to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. All right, so I did say at the end of the video I was going to put this at the front as well. Before the video starts, let me know what y'all feel specifically about this. For anybody who was listed as a conspiracy theorist, a tinfoil hat wearer, or anything like this, how does it feel to, in a sense, be get that vindication, that proof that you were right this whole time? Because I promise you, a lot of those people that called you like a liar, tinfoil, conspiracy, they're not going to come through with an apology. So don't expect one. They're not going to say, any of that. They're going to, stay stupid the exact same way that they've always been stupid. But then they're still going to be like, oh yeah, the government this, yeah, you know what, I technically knew, I had an inkling that the government, was hiding some things, but I feel that they were realistically, hiding it because we weren't really ready during that time. It would probably just bring about mass chaos, and they have their reasons. They have their reasons. So let me know in the comment section how you feel about the information that you're about to hear. On top of the fact, some of the things that specifically about the government and different programs and stuff like that they have done over the years that have been unclassified. Independent study group formed by NASA last year will hold its first public meeting on Wednesday discussing what government officials call unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, more commonly known as UFOs. The purpose of the panel meeting, according to the statement by the space agency, is to hold their final deliberations before the agency's independent study team publishes a report this summer. The panel, which will go live on NASA TV, the agency's official YouTube channel at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, May 31st, will also answer written questions put to them by the public, which can be voted on via a dedicated NASA page. In addition to the broad discussion of NASA's science perspectives on UAPs, the meeting is slated to include more specific and exotic presentations. Astrobiologist David Grinspoon, who advises NASA on space exploration study, is slated to present relevant observations of anomalies beyond Earth's atmosphere shortly after midday. UFO reports will also be delivered by both the head of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, physicist Sean Kilpatrick, and an observer to the Federal Aviation Administration Air Force Surveillance Service, Mike Free. The study group represents the first such inquiry ever conducted by the United States Space Agency into a subject the government had previously co-signed to the preview of military and national security officials. Today, these parallels NASA and Pentagon efforts both undertake with some semblance of transparency, mark a turning point for in the government's public stance of UFOs, or UAPs, after decades spent deflecting, debunking, and discrediting sightings of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, dating back to the 1940s. Pentagon officials now state that their recent push to investigate such sightings has led to hundreds of new reports that are being examined. I'm just gonna say this, for a lot of people who are ever called like conspiracy theorists, um, it's going to be a marvelous time at this moment, because you're not going to receive any type of apologies. You're not going to have people sitting up there stating that, you know what, I was wrong and yada. They ain't going to do that. Like I said, people going to stay within that ignorance, and they're going to live within that, and they're just going to move on to believing the government and acting like they knew all along, acting like they had a theory, acting like in the back of their mind it was something that was telling them. And no, it wasn't. It wasn't. The main thing is, as I've always stated before, that when the government and other people tell people that it exists, that's when everybody wants to believe it. But if the government is telling you that it doesn't exist, they're telling you that it didn't happen, then guess what? People are going to believe exactly what it is that the government, mainstream media, and everybody else that is, working together, is stating. So there's going to be so much. This is not even the tip of the iceberg. This is just the clouds. These are just the clouds surrounding the top of the iceberg, and these clouds aren't even touching any of the ice that is even there. And then that's not even to mention the the depth at which the iceberg can actually go, because what you see, visually up top from an iceberg is not the true size of an actual iceberg, right? So you got what's underneath the water, right? So again, there are levels to this. And they're just now telling you this stuff because it's been, some time has gone by. Things are declassified now, so they can easily speak on these things. It's been what, over like 80 some years now? To be real, it's about been like 80 some plus years, because they listed like the 1940s and stuff. So yeah, they can easily talk about this now. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. And that's not even touching on the technology aspect of this whole situation. That's the main thing that people are sitting up there missing. Because one of the things that they set up there and stated to people before, they was like, oh, well, all of these rocks and, all of these monuments and, how it is that they are cut with such precision and all these and how they were moved. They were trying to show you all of these theories. But then when people actually tried to perform those exact same theories, things were not working. Things did not, nothing was mathing. It didn't make sense. Like, it did not make sense how everything was working, how they stated that it was working. Because what they were giving you was complete BS versus how it is that people were, cutting things down, moving things. Again, sound is a very, very powerful instrument. You can even perform a variety of experiments yourself with sound, with acoustics, and you can shatter some things, you can levitate some things, you can move some things. You can do a variety of things with sound. Like I said, and that's just touching on, those small things there. It can go even more in depth, if you decide to do the research and, all of that great stuff, right? Like I said, there's a lot of technology that the government has that they've been had for a very long time. This is why things slowly get released. This is why we don't have huge technological jumps or advancements. If you look historically at humanity, you can look at the jumps that we've had, but those jumps could have been way bigger and way farther if we actually had a type of government where they were like for the whole of humanity. Civilization will look vastly different if they were actually transparent and open and honest about the variety of technology and stuff out here. If everything was not based off of greed and control and chaos and all this, humanity, we would have been through the solar system. Literally, we would have been through the solar system. Exploration of the ocean would have been done, more than likely, potentially, maybe even 50 to 100 years ago. It would have been done, or at least close to it. And again, a lot of the technology that we have right now, when it deals with like electric cars and different stuff of that nature, it is very much old. It is very much old. We've been had a lot of technology for decades upon decades upon decades upon decades. Remember, this is the exact same government, NASA, the Pentagon, the Air Force, everybody else. Remember, they told you there was no such things as UFOs. They were like, "Oh yeah, what it is, it's swamp gas from, New Orleans, and you got the light from space reflecting off of that, onto, the moon, onto some clouds, and yada yada yada." And then that's what people are actually, that was the that was like the gimmick they used to sit up there and tell people, right? That was the main gimmick that they would sit up there and tell people. Like I said, I've seen some stuff that didn't make any sense. I know other people who sit up there and seen some stuff as well. But the other thing I want to let people know too is that you also got different, government projects directly out here. I think one of which, it should have been Project Bluebeam. I forgot, it was one of them. But it deals with holograms and different things of that nature. So yeah, the truth is gonna, be directly out there, but it's gonna be a little bit difficult for a lot of people who, aren't used to stuff, who really haven't seen things. Um, they're just going to be like looking at everything like, oh my God, look at all the stuff that's happening when, some of the stuff that you're going to see is not exactly what you think it is. So again, if people start doing the research on government, secret government programs and, different things and as such, you can sort of kind of start to see what they're doing and decipher, the different things that are taking place. Um, like I said, it goes through a multitude of different avenues whenever it deals with the government and, the things that they are planning, the things that they are doing, and everything like that. Some people just want to stay ignorant, and, like I said, that's cool, whatever. Some people are, just ready to see what's next. That's cool. Stay informed. And some people are just stuck in the middle. And hey, y'all got to figure out something. So, anyways, let me know what y'all think about this video and some of the things that you know about or have heard about, such as, government programs and different things of that nature. And how do you feel receiving um or being vindicated, in a sense, by way of the government after so many people have, in a sense told you like, no, 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 you're just a tin hat wearer, you're this, you're that. You gotta let me know. You gotta let me know, how does it feel to be vindicated? I'm probably gonna, put a second version of this before so I can, see what y'all, feel before the video actually starts. So all right.